Hey guys, so today I'm here with the Axial LED fog lights with daytime running lights fitting all 2007 to 2018 JK Wranglers. So if you busted up a fog light on the trail and you're looking for a replacement, or you're just looking for an overall replacement for that halogen performance with an upgraded LED, these Axial LED fog lights are going to be a perfect option to take a look at. So this is perfect, like I said, if you're looking to upgrade from that halogen performance, giving you a brighter light for better visibility at night, or you're just looking to replace your factory fog lights because they suffered from some normal wear and tear, or you even have a burnout bulb. So these are also going to do a great job at matching any other LED that you have mounted up to the front of your JK already. So these are going to be roughly $100, making them a very affordable option for fog lights on the page. So other choices that you may be looking at for fog lights are going to be a little bit more expensive, and that's because they may have a little bit more going on in their design. So they may have more LEDs integrated to the actual light, they may give off more raw lumens than these do, or they may just have a completely different aesthetic design in comparison to something simplistic like this. Personally, I think if you're looking for something budget friendly, if you're looking for something pretty basic, but you're looking to get the job done, these are going to be a great option to take a look into. So install is going to be a very easy 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. You're going to need a couple of basic hand tools to get the job done. So speaking of the install, let's jump into that now. The tools that I used for my install were a drill with a Phillips bit, a flathead screwdriver, a T15 Torx bit, 1/4-inch drive ratchet, and a pair of pliers. So right off the bat, I did want to say you don't necessarily have to take off your front bumper in order to install your new fog lights. However, I wanted to give you guys a better visual on what I'm actually doing and how these actually mount up. So first thing we have to do is obviously unplug our fog lights. All you have to do is depress a clip and unplug them, and then we can go ahead and remove the actual housing. So the tools that you'll need in order to remove the actual fog light are going to depend on what hardware you have. We have screws there, so I'm going to use a Phillips bit in my drill in order to remove them. You can also use a Phillips head screwdriver. So you'll have 4 screws or 4 bolts holding on your housing. And then after those 4 screws are removed, we can fully remove our stock fog light. So before I go ahead and show you how these are installed, I did want to sit them next to the factory fog lights and show you some similarities as well as some differences. Now these are going to be the factory LED. You do get a couple of options when it comes to JKs. So you do have a factory LED like these on the table, and then you also have a factory halogen. Now these are going to be very similar to your factory LED, giving you a bright white light and giving you all of the benefits of an LED, but they are dissimilar to the factory halogen with how they perform. So they are going to be very similar in the way that they attach and how they're set up with the actual housing. However, these are going to be a 10-watt Cree LED in comparison to the factory halogen, and even in comparison to the factory LED, and these are going to give off roughly 800 raw lumens. They're also going to be a very bright white color temperature in comparison to the factory halogen, which sometimes gives off a yellowish hue because of the color temperature on the Kelvin scale. Now these are also going to be very durable in comparison to the factory, since they are made with a polycarbonate lens, so these are able to take a hit while you're out on the trail. Now they also are IP68 rated, which is a little bit higher than the standard IP67, so these are not going to have any condensation form inside of the actual lens, and they are going to prevent any dust, dirt, or water to get inside and potentially harm that LED. Now these are going to one-up your factory, even if they are the factory LED with the daytime running light. This will have a halo on the outside. You can see the change in the lens right here. This is going to have a little bit of a style feature in comparison to your factory one. So that is something that is different and does stand out with the new LED fog lights. So enough about these two side by side. Let's go ahead and install them. So our new fog lights are going to install the same way our factory fog lights came out. All we have to do is place them in, making sure that our holes on the top are lining up with the 2 pins, and then we can take our factory hardware and then reinstall it. Again, I'm going to be using a Phillips head bit. You want to make sure not to over tighten these because you can crack the plastic on the housing. Now you can use a Phillips head screwdriver. I'm just using my drill for time purposes. So as you can see, there are the 2 pins at the top that we need to make sure that we're lining up. This makes sure that our fog light is oriented in the correct way. All right, so now that those are installed in our bumper, we can move over to our Jeep and start our wiring. So now we have to go ahead and wire up our daytime running light. So we're gonna have to pop off our grille so we can tap into one of our headlights. So what we're gonna do first is just open up our hood. Next, we can grab a flathead screwdriver and we can take off the 6 pop clips that are holding in the upper grille. You can also use a trim removal tool in order to remove these clips. However, I find that a flathead screwdriver works very easily. You just have to be careful of your paint on your grill. So once our pop clips are removed, we can pull our grill forward. Now we don't necessarily need to fully uninstall the grill, we just need to access our passenger side headlight in order to tap into the wiring harness. So I'm gonna take a T15 Torx bit and I'm gonna remove the 4 Torx screws that are holding in our headlight. I'm also using a small extension here just to give myself a little bit of room. So once those bolts or screws are removed, we can fully remove our headlight so we can access our wiring harness. So now that we have access to our headlight wiring harness, we can tap in our yellow wire, and this is gonna be for our daytime running light or our halo. Now, it does not matter if you actually have daytime running lights on your headlights, this is just going to be turned on when your accessory switch is turned on. So what we're gonna do is tap it into our passenger side headlight, but it's going to be the white wire with the gray trace, the one all the way to the left when you're looking at the harness head on like this. So what we're gonna do is just tuck this behind here, make sure that our wiring is out of the way, take one of the vampire clips that was provided to us. So I'm gonna put the vampire clip around the wire that we need to tap into, hold that there and grab our yellow lead. Put that into place. So once that's in place, you can grab a pair of pliers, clamp that down so that metal piece is tapping into both wires at the same time. Close up your clip and we can reinstall our headlight from there. So now we can go ahead and reinstall our headlight. Plugging that back into place, taking our Torx screws. I'm just using the T15 Torx bit that we originally used to remove these Torx screws. You also want to make sure that you don't over tighten these and strip the plastic. So now after our yellow wire is connected for our daytime running light, we will need to connect our red wire, and this is going to go into our side marker. So inside your fender, you're going to have your marker light. All you have to do is depress the clip and you will be able to pull that out of the actual light. Now it is also going to be held on by a clip. You can just pull that right out of the fender lining. So what we're going to do now is expose our wires here. We're going to tap our red wire into our white wire with a green trace. So we're just going to take our provided vampire clip, put that in place. Clamp it down, make sure that tooth goes through both wires. We can secure the vampire clip down. Then we can reinstall our wire. You are provided with some zip ties. We're just going to quickly zip tie this up and out of the way. We can reconnect our side marker and reconnect our clip. So now that that's up and out of the way, we can go ahead and reinstall our grille and reinstall our bumper. So now we can go ahead and reinstall our grille. Giving it a light tap and reinstalling our clips. After that, we can grab our bumper and reinstall our bumper. So before we reinstall our bumper with our new fog lights, we do need to install our ballast. So you are gonna have two connections on one side of the ballast. One is gonna go to your factory connector, and then the other is gonna go to your daytime running light connector that we just installed into our parking light. So we're just going to connect those. So you will have holes on the ballast where you can put in self-tapping screws onto your frame, or you can take some 3M tape. It really just depends on what you're looking to do, and you can secure that down wherever you'd like. Now we can do the same thing for the other side before we go ahead and mount up our bumper. So you'll have your factory connector. We're just gonna go ahead and plug that in, same way that you would on your factory fog light. Then you have your daytime running light connector. You just make sure that this is cleaned up. Axial also provides you with some zip ties, so it won't have to look like this. You can zip tie everything up and out of the way. So now you can go ahead and reinstall your bumper if you did choose to take it off. So now you can take the connector from the other side of the ballast and your connector from your new fog light. We can go ahead and plug those in. You'll also see that there is an arrow on it, making sure that you're connecting it in the correct way. That's gonna wrap it up for my review and install. Make sure you like and subscribe, and for more videos like this, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.